Alright, viewers, we are at the next bracket, which is Bracket K. This is the third game in the round of 8 between the blue team. On the left side, it is pretty mediocre, which, judging by how many tournament cups they have, is a ridiculous team name. It is Tangibility in a Classic Neo and Wreckz in, surprise, surprise, a Tomcat Striker.
And wouldn't you know, on the right side, we've got Lost Creep and Tihatavoda coming back for more, seeing if they can't take a chip off one of those tournament cups and take it home for themselves.
That's not gonna happen. That's even if they win. Let's not say these things out loud.
It was metaphorical.
Metaphorical. All right.
A chip off of Rex's ego. How about it?
There you go. That's
Anyway,
I like that better.
Team obviously relevant. Already taken that bottom outpost and moving on to the top now with an assortment of villas and longhorns.
And Tangi with the bear traps. I also do want to point out that the team name that we assigned them, obviously relevant, is hilariously ironic considering who they're playing against.
Could switch those team names around.
I know, right?
Make a little more sense.
Maybe it would. But anyway, both teams have been able to grab both of their side outposts pretty quick, pretty evenly. 28 to 15, though, is a strange number difference. But a lot of that upkeep, I think, is in bear traps and all of whatever else weird stuff that Tangi has made.
Are those bear traps or mines? It's hard to say with how invisible they are.
They were bear traps. I saw it.
Okay. No, there are also 4 mines out in the field. Currently...
You're probably right. I don't know.
That can't be right.
Either way, Lost Creep harassing the forward blue outpost, but Tangi right there with his own Neo, shutting him down, not getting too much damage done as it is just a Neo. Oh, and he is getting pinned down, Tangi and Wreckz. Stasis going down, Lost Creep getting finished off really quick before Tihatavoda can come over and save him.
And say your prayers, because it looks like the Carbon team is now starting to push in, but blue team's already dug in, and they're gonna drop bear traps on that top side to keep the infantry from pushing while they set up a tank line, quickly dealing with those neutrals.
Lots of units down on the field for the blue team, a crap ton actually. 45 to 27, we're only 2 minutes in, which is craziness. Tihatavoda and Lost Creep are, I mean, if I were them, I'd be like, I don't, it's,
I mean, they've got their little armadillo cluster, but artillery is coming down and simply decimating it while that Joker push builds up on the top side. And I don't know how much Lost Creep and Tihatavoda are anticipating that.
I did not even see. What are you talking about? Joker push? Joker?
There's a small Joker push is being built up on the top of that middle
outpost. Right
outpost.
there, yeah.
And it looks like with only a couple of defensive units, unless they do something to anticipate it a little better, which I think they are building a couple armadillos, that could be trouble.
Tangibility with a Longhorn drop, cloaked Longhorn drop, gonna force the blue team, or sorry, the Carbon team to react, and doing a little bit of harass on the forward, or sorry, the close of the Carbon side. Where's Lost Creep? Lost Creep is reacting to that. Okay, got that Longhorn finished off.
And it looks like we're not seeing a single piece of artillery from the Carbon team, which means that they're just going to be taking that fire, taking more damage on their cluster without being able to return.
Do they have any healing units? It doesn't even look like they have. Okay, they have one
healing unit, but it's not enough. Whatever they have is not enough as they finally start to get a few Buckies into play. But their units are already dropping low.
Buckies coming down is actually pretty significant. If they can start building up more Buckies, there's very little that the blue team can do about that if they don't have counter units, except for basically back up. The artillery probably won't do as well. If you don't have an outpost to shoot over, you basically might as well use Buckies, if you know what I mean.
However, there's already so much artillery down and so few healing units that we are on the cusp of seeing some of those units start to die as the first tank does blow up. Buckies are also getting low, and it's looking like the beginning of the end for that entire cluster.
Tangi and Wreckz moving up insanely fast, as you know you would expect 2 tournament champions to do, regardless of new mechanics or new meta. Make tanks do it incredibly fast, micro it really well, put down some healing units, and it's not much that another team can do about that.
And in this meta, the real expression of skill does seem to be out-microing the macro follow play.
Right.
That you see from a lot of these other teams that are, I guess you could say, adapted to the new meta.
And you know what? It's also very speed and reactionary dependent. You can do a lot in a very short amount of time here, especially with the current power of mechs. And if you do not, keep your eye on your mini-map, bad things can happen.
Things go down very quickly, and as we can see, that push from Team Mediocre did come in somewhat fragmented, so the air firing cannon of Tihatavoda is going to take a huge chunk of it off, and it's looking questionable whether they're going to actually secure this or not.
They might not be able to hold that top outpost, but that bottom outpost is nothing but secure. Everything but secure.
That push on the top was a simple distraction.
Yeah, well,
as the rest of the map has been locked up, and it looks like they may even stand to win this battle here, as Lost Creep getting very low, not using that Q heal, and going down.
I don't know if they necessarily use that top just as a distraction. I think, like you said, it came in a lot more fragmented than they were probably intending, and probably did not go the way that they wanted it to, or that they were planning on. But now, at this point, they are this close to domination. Creeps walking in just as the last infantry are getting knocked down in that top post, and there is a death push coming in from the bottom.
And there's not much to stop that death push, as the skirmish line that the obviously relevant have erected was on that top post. They do get the neutralization, but I think it's too little too late, as we've got Goliaths coming down, getting dropped on the... Nothing's hitting the corners, but with a Goliath, I suppose it doesn't really matter, as we're about to see this matchup.
Extremely efficient and high-level play by Wreckz and Tangibility, as to be expected. Last-minute tournament adds OP, and Team Pretty Mediocre. Not as mediocre as, they might want to claim. Yeah. Moving on to the semifinals, but very great play by Lost Creep and Tihatavoda, basically while it lasted.
For sure.
All right, everyone. Next bracket is the last one in the round of 8, which is basically a quarterfinal. Bracket L, Resistance versus Rusty Council. Stay tuned.